What's your guess?
Muhammad Ali.
That's the name given to me by my leading teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's my original name. That's a black man name. Cassius Clay was my slave name. I'm no longer a slave.
Do you intend to fight under that name?
Yes, sir. I want to be called by that name. I write autographs with that name. I want to be known all over the world as that name.
You always bet certain fellas, I'm gonna be champion one day, and when I'm champion, I'm gonna come back and show you I'm wrong. Another said, guys, I'm gonna be a great doctor one day, and I'm gonna be a dentist, I'm gonna be a great scientist, I'm gonna be a president of the country. But very few people actually are able to make good of the boast and come home and say, I told you.
That I'm still the fastest, prettiest, the most classic, the most scientific, the greatest fighter of all time.
And he shall be known officially as the Mummy, because he fights. When he's fighting, if you ever watch him in the ring, he drags like that after his opponent.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Angelo Dundee.
Is that all the time I get? Okay.
Thank you, Benzo Babula.
Don't do that, don't do that.
I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. And God's with me, ain't nobody here better than me. I got the world.
Never write about me like this. Never make me fix anything. Just make me angry. Never make me the underdog. And never talk about who's gonna stop me. Well, ain't nobody gonna stop me. No heavyweight world champion.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
With a crown on your head. Is that because I am the king? I understand you have a queen of England, but you don't have a king.
Why did you keep beating him, Muhammad?
Well, the reason that he got the decision, if you looked at my face and his face after the fight, both eyes were closed, his nose was blood, his lips was cut, his head was swollen, and he spent 1 month in the hospital. Did you all hear it?
Yeah, sure.
He spent 30 days of intensive care, no phone calls, no visitors.
They say,
At that time in his life, he was, 38 years old. He already had Parkinson's, although it was undiagnosed. People saw, you could hear it in his voice, the slurred speech and the discoordination in his movement. But no one really knew what it was, so.
The African people loved Muhammad Ali. They thought he was a savior. Muhammad could have said to the people when we went to the stadium, I want to be your president. Everybody would have followed him. They loved him so much. It was unbelievable, the power that this man had. Muhammad Ali refused the draft to go into Vietnam. He believed it was an unjust and unholy war. He said if the Vietnamese came over and attacked this country, he would be the first one to defend it.
And other so-called Negroes go 10,000 miles away from home here in America to drop bombs and bullets on other innocent brown people who's never bothered us. And I will say directly, no, I will not go 10,000 miles to help kill innocent people.
Muhammad looked at the boy and he said, why do you have this hot wool hat on? He said, it's so hot out there today. He said, I got leukemia and I lost all my hair and I got the father's address. I had Ali right on the picture. I'm gonna beat George Foreman and you're gonna beat cancer. God bless you, Muhammad Ali. Weeks later, I get a call. It said, the boy's father. He said, Jimmy's very sick. He's in the University of Pennsylvania Hospital. The next morning, we're doing road work. 4:30 in the morning before the sun is up when he can run. And I tell him about the boy. He said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. When I get done my exercise and all, we take a shower, we head down to the hospital. But he said, Muhammad, I knew you would come. And Muhammad reached and he held the little boy. He said, remember, I told you that you are gonna beat cancer and I'm gonna beat George Foreman. And that's the way it's gonna be. And the little boy said, no, Muhammad, I'm gonna meet God. And I'm gonna tell him that I know you. About a week later, the little boy died. The boy was gonna go to heaven and say he was a friend of Muhammad Ali's.
One, if you fought this man in your prime.
I was so fast.
Uh-huh.
If he hit me.
In this situation, every head must bow, every tongue must confess. This is the greatest of all time.
You stick that thing out there.
But I really feel it's a privilege to be here tonight, and I'm going to try my best to, but...
Muhammad Ali, one of my great heroes, had a great line in the 70s when he was asked, how many sit-ups do you do? He said, I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting. When I feel pain, that's when I start counting, because that's when it really counts. That's what makes you a champion. That's the way it is with everything. No pain, no gain.
Can you still shuffle? Show Muhammad, watch this. Watch Muhammad, watch.
Watch me, Ali.
Watch.
Champ, watch me, champ. I'm fast. Watch the feet, champ. My feet, watch the feet, champ. I'm bad, champ. I'm bad.
Boxing legend Muhammad Ali lost his battle with Parkinson's late on Friday in Arizona. He was 74 years old. Known for his witty rhymes like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Ali was an inspiration to many, not only for his speed in the ring, but also for his worldview as a social activist.
This week, we lost an icon. Somebody who was a personal hero of mine, somebody who ended up transforming not just the world of sports, but the world as a whole.
We love you so much, Daddy. Until we meet again. Fly, butterfly, fly.
We lost a legend, a hero, and a great man.
You were a fan, I guess, were you? Excuse me? Yeah, a fan. Yeah. He was my idol. Jonathan, he was my idol. I was a boxer as a kid, so he was my idol.
For me, he was a big inspiration. He was my idol. This was one of my dreams to meet him, but it will not happen.
The world lost a hero, and I lost one of my heroes too. Cassius Clay and Muhammad Ali. We miss you, champ. I love you, and thank you for everything.
Boxing will always continue without me. The Concorde, I understand, is not too economical. And they're talking about grounding it. Well, if they do, jet planes will still fly, but you just won't have a Concorde. So I was the Concorde of boxing, and the other fighters are jets. I was at a high altitude than the rest, moving faster than the rest, but you just have to get used to riding on jets again. You can't ride Concorde.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ladies and gentlemen, today the sun was a little dimmer during the afternoon, and tonight the sky will be a little darker. But it'll be a little brighter in paradise as they welcome with open arms our beloved Muhammad Ali.
I know my mother hadn't seen my dad maybe, I would say, 3 or 4 years after the marriage. You know, he would come around, and 3 years might have gone by where she hadn't seen him. And when he came to the house, we lived in the Venice Canals at the time, and she was remarried, and she looked at him and she hugged him, and then she started to cry and she left the room. And my father looked at me and he says, "Why is she crying?" So I had to go to the room and ask her, and she said, "Well, I looked into his eyes and I saw God."